your head without risking it being instantly ventilated. Every few minutes a mortar round would shriek down, exploding on the coral and sending fragments tearing through the air. You could feel the concussive force in your chest, a dull, sickening blow. The only way forward was to crawl, inch by painful inch, across that exposed white field. The goal wasn't just to reach the other side, but to somehow silence the guns in the hills. The first 24 hours were spent largely motionless, clinging to any slight dip or shadow on the runway, returning fire blindly toward the ridges. Communications were almost impossible. Runners were immediately cut down. The worst was the psychological toll. You couldn't see the enemy. You were fighting a ghost. The fire seemed to come from everywhere, making every shadow a potential sniper, every cave entrance a mouth that might suddenly spit flame. By the second day, the heat intensified the horror. Men were collapsing from dehydration. We started seeing Japanese soldiers attempting short, desperate countercharges, often armed with satchel charges. These were not calculated attacks. They were suicidal human waves, designed simply to sow confusion and terror. The screams from both sides added a layer of profound agony to the incessant roar of the battle. Finally, a push was made. Tanks, lumbering across the treacherous coral, advanced with us infantrymen clinging desperately to their hulls for cover. We crossed the runway, dodging artillery craters, rushing the handful of bunkers that lined the far side of the strip. The fight became a brutal house-to-house clearing action, except the houses were hardened concrete bunkers. It took 72 hours of unyielding, murderous combat, 3 days that felt like a lifetime for the Marines to finally secure the perimeter of the airfield, clearing the immediate threat. But even then, the roar of battle didn't truly end. As we stood on the conquered runway, dust settled on the bodies of the dead and the shredded earth. We had achieved the objective. We had the airfield, but looking up at those towering, unforgiving ridges, now quiet but still held by the enemy, we knew the truth. This was just the beginning. We hadn't taken the island. We had merely purchased a landing strip with a currency of staggering human life, and the real, agonizing fight lay ahead, deep within the dark, coral caves of the